Tell us a little bit about the Platinum series. I'm really intrigued by that.
That's also a wonderful thing because the Platinum is kind of a flagship series of the United States Mint, and it addresses some of the really profound and resonant overarching themes of our democracy. It started before I was involved with the Vistas of Liberty, and then there was a 3-year program that honored the branches of government that the founders saw fit to put in motion to balance each other, the judicial, the legislative, and the executive. I'm very proud to tell you that the very first coin design for the United States that was selected was my interpretation for the legislative branch of government. That was my first one ever. Awesome. That was minted for the US. And that was back in 2006, and the 2008 was the Platinum coin, which honored the judiciary. And so that's also my design. I'm very, very proud of the Platinum series. And later on, the Platinum series addressed the preamble to the Constitution, the first 5 precepts that were laid out by the founders. And I'm really proud of the 2013, because as I said about research,
Yes.
I read the Constitution. And the thing that impressed me most was they talked about, we have to devise this experiment to envision things that we cannot foresee. It still has to work in a society, one in which you and I live in,
Right.
that would be completely foreign to them. I thought that was great visionary genius. So what I did was I did Liberty looking into the future. And behind her were the 3 interlocking gears of government. So as a conceptual piece, I thought symbolically I had a story to tell. And that time I thought I really hit the mark in terms of something that tells a story that has some authenticity and some resonance.
You definitely hit it on that one. I've seen that. It's beautiful, and congratulations. But let me ask you, if there's a favorite you've done, can you tell me that? If there's not one answer, then I understand that.
Very hard to pick a favorite child.
That's right, always is.
If you press me, to be honest, I'd have to, think about the humble Lincoln cent, because it was depicting, and it brings us right back to TR, it was depicting for the first time a living human being as opposed to an allegorical figure. I'm particularly proud, and it amazes me, that my design for the 2009 bicentennial, Lincoln cents, was my design. The 3rd Illinois cent, his professional years in Illinois, and that's on the other side of Victor David Brenner's profile of Lincoln, the most reproduced object of art, including the Mona Lisa, the Sistina ceiling, and the pyramids of Giza, the most reproduced piece of art in human history. And that's not hyperbole. So when you ask me, Buzz, do coins have a lasting impact on society? You bet. They last past us and past civilizations and past most of the artifacts of civilizations.
So Joel, obviously, with that kind of history and that kind of background on these, the value of coins must just skyrocket.
Absolutely. I mean, once that value is inherent, it only accrues, because it becomes an invaluable item.
Right, and not only invaluable in the moment, just imagine the value to be able to pass down to the generations that are to come behind you. Not only in the history of these coins, but in the value.
Absolutely. You're passing down both that history,
right,
both that meaning, and that's a treasure in itself, but coins, because they're actual physical entities, yes, have their own value. Not only the bullion, and the gold, in the case of gold, has a special value, but also, as I said before, when there's a meaningful, beautiful design, it increases the value. So it just keeps on accruing, and it becomes literally a treasure.
Right.
So it's a wonderful idea to give that to the following generations because you're giving them the gift of history.
Well,
plus-
I'm one of the fortunate ones because my grandfather passed his down all the way to me. So we're continuing to pass that down in our family. So it's just been a wonderful thing to have.
That's a great lineage. I'm
Yes,
glad
it
you're
is.
doing that.
Yeah, we are. Joel, it has been an absolute pleasure to meet you, to listen to you, and to hear everything about you. You are an amazing man, designer, person. I can't even continue to go on, but thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure, and I appreciate it so much. It's great meeting you.
It's been great.